Masama's in the middle. Wednesday here could seal it. Gassman finds Masama.
It's now Bannon with a great ball in. Here's an opportunity. Palmer scores! Liam Palmer has scored for Sheffield Wednesday.
Hello, good evening. Welcome to the WTID podcast. This is the live watch-along for Burnley against Sheffield Wednesday as we make the relatively short trip to Lancashire and Turf Moor for the Sky Bet Championship fixture. It's third, taking on ninth as we look to edge ever closer to the top six. A win this evening will put us level on points with West Brom, who currently occupy that sixth place spot, at least momentarily anyway. But it's not going to be easy. Burnley are currently on a 20-game unbeaten run, unbeaten at home all season, and haven't conceded a goal since before Christmas. 21st of December, to be exact, some 61 days ago. Do get involved as well in the comments throughout the show. We're live on YouTube. We're also live on Twitter Spaces as well. So if you want to get involved at full time, then make sure you join us over there. We'll be taking your calls after full time. It's not going to be just me this evening. I'm going to be joined by Tom very, very shortly, or otherwise known as the Analysis Guy on Twitter, or to give his full username, TW Football 1867. So he'll be joining us a little bit later on. Just go through the team news, which I'm sure you've all seen some 45 minutes ago, but two changes that Danny's made. Windass and Smith have come in. Ingleson and Ugbo have dropped to the bench. Rio Hatsus is on the bench as well. If he comes on, he'll be the first Japanese player to play in the blue and white stripes of Sheffield Wednesday. So that'll be quite a momentous moment if that does happen. In lineup, Beadle in goal, Valerie Ehekwa, Max Lowe and Johnson, Shea Charles, Bannon, Armstrong, Windass, Gassama and Smith. So Smith getting a very rare start. I think, 10 starts so far this season. I'm just trying to get Tom to join the Twitter Spaces so we can hear. But do get involved in the comments. I'll bring the comments up as we go along. It's going to be a tough game this evening. I don't think, under no illusion, that it's going to be difficult. Burnley just don't concede goals, do they? 9 goals conceded all season is absolutely mental. Only 4 goals conceded at home as well, which is absolutely crazy. Players to look out for. They've got Zion Fleming, scored 7 goals so far this season. He's someone that we need to look out for, and obviously Edwards as well. Their new signing that they brought in January. He does look a bit of a dab hand. So we're going to be up against it. Get in the comments as well. What do you think to the starting lineup? What do you think to the changes that Danny's made? I think Windass coming back in was an absolute shoe-in. To be fair, I think. He needed to come in. Smith, well, is he going to do it from the start? I've no idea. I know I said on the pod at the weekend that I've got off my little high horse in terms of Smith starting, but clearly Danny wants him to start and sees that he's got the potential to do something from the off. But every time he started, he has looked a bit. It's not been great, has it? And I think whenever he has started against some of the better opposition, which is a little bit unfair for him. The last time he started was against West Brom. Again, no slouches himself, so it's going to be interesting. We're 10 minutes from kickoff. Got a few comments. Daz, about bloody time that Smith started instead of Ugbo. Daz firmly in the Michael Smith camp. G says, I'm in a boozer as always, lol. Yeah, definitely. And then Scotch has said, looks like Ugbo will have to come off the bench to break Burnley's clean sheet run. Yeah, obviously I was only joking when I said that it's Ugbo's time. But look, if he's going to get a goal, it would be, what a Wednesday way to do it by getting a goal against a team that doesn't concede many goals at all. still waiting for Tom to join. I've no idea where he is. In true podcast fashion, he's fashionably late. But let me see if I can send him the link to join, and obviously we'll be getting his thoughts throughout the game as well. Seeing what from an analysis point of view, which is always good. I was hoping he was going to join a little bit before. I'm still waiting for him to pop on. It's going to be interesting this evening, definitely. He says he's here. Where is he? Just bear with me while I just sort this out. Let's just where is he? Where is he? Well, let's just try it a different way. 2 seconds. He'll join in a second. He'll join. He says he's here, but he's clearly not because I can't see him on the in the list to bring him up to speak. So that's clearly not a great start. A few teething problems, of course, and it looks like it's absolutely teeming it down in Burnley at the moment. So I'm sure everyone is absolutely piss wet through that have made that journey, the relatively short journey to Lancashire, of course. Let me just. Get this sorted for Tom, and then he'll be able to come on. Here he is, look. Having me sweating here, Tom. Tom, can you hear me, mate? Just want to unmute yourself, Tom.
I can hear you. I've heard you slagging me off.
There we go. A few technical issues, but Tom, how's it going, mate? You all right?
All right, mate. All right. Sorry, I have been in a rush. It is my fault because my son trains on a Friday night, so I've only just got back in. Yeah,
no worries. What do you make to that starting lineup, Tom? Obviously, 2 changes. Where Windass has come back in, Smith's come in as well. I know there's been a clamour online for Smith to start, but what do you make to them?
Yeah, I think it's the right decision. I think we're going to have to go longer at times today, given how good Burnley are. So I can see the merit in starting Smith. I know that Danny's, I think, justified in saying that we'll start Ugbo to try and dictate games and then bring on Smith a little bit later on. But I think he's justified today in starting him because I can't see us having much of the ball, and I think we want that direct threat. I'm expecting Josh Windass to start on the left, so I think that'll be a little bit of a surprise today because I just think we're going to try and match Burnley up and try and exploit something against their fullback. So I can see that being a little bit different to what some people are suggesting that Gasser's going to be on the left, but just having a look at Burnley, if I was lining Wednesday up against Burnley tonight, I'd invert them because I'd want Windass coming inside and picking up them half spaces. But we'll see on that. And I'm expecting Stuart Armstrong to be deployed through the middle.
Yeah,
in that 10 position.
I was just saying before, it's going to be tough, isn't it? Because Burnley just do not concede any goals at all. But on the flip side, despite all the chances that we miss, we are actually scoring a fair few, aren't we?
Yeah, and our XG, I was speaking to Peter Lohman today, and when we were debating whether the average Sheffield Wednesday fan or person who just follows football and has a mild interest in Sheffield Wednesday, what they would think without seeing the expected goals tallies for Sheffield Wednesday, because considering our striker, Ike Ugbo's not scored that many, to put it mildly, and he's also not had that high of an XG. It'd probably be surprising to realise that we're, I think, between 5th and 7th in the XG table. And in terms of that goals actuals, we're actually scoring goals as well. So we create high-quality chances. We score high-quality chances. We maybe should score a little bit more than we actually create. So it's still a little bit down, but it's generally where it should be. So we are a very good team at attacking. We create high quality chances, as I've just said. It's just keeping them out that's the problem. Speaking to a couple of people this week, and I was saying, the main problem is I don't think we keep it to 0 today. So it's going to be a very hard game because, the odds are that we don't score, but I think it's very unlikely that we keep them to 0 as well.
And as well, I was just looking earlier when Burnley have taken the lead, which is 18 times this season. They've won 17 and drawn just 1. So yeah, when
that's going to be the case when they don't concede.
Yeah, I mean, on the flip side, we've been leading 16 times, so not too dissimilar to Burnley. The difference is we've won 12, drawn 3, and we've actually had a defeat when we've gone ahead this season. So that is just the fine margins, isn't it? Really, that's where it is. As we see the teams just in the tunnel, waiting to come out. Do you know what? When they're in the tunnel, you can just obviously see the difference between Barry Bannon and James Beadle. Absolutely, literally head and shoulders above him. Bannon's, what is he? 5'4", 5, something like that, and then Beadle 6 foot odd. It's the battle of the goalkeepers, isn't it? Young goalkeeper Trafford, young goalkeeper in Beadle as well. Trafford 2 years older than Beadle, but yeah, both young. It's going to be interesting, Tom, how Beadle gets on in it. That big mistake that he made last week. He's going to really. I'm sure Burnley will be testing him early.
They'll be looking to put it right on top of him or underneath him from set pieces and from shots. They'll be following in because he has. Wednesday conceded that. I think in terms of goal chances created or goal creating actions, and what they come from. Wednesday have conceded the second most goal creating actions from rebounds. So from where it's gone into a goalkeeper or gone into a defender, it's come back out, and then we've had that goal on the next phase. Only Plymouth are higher than us for that, and I think a lot of it does come from James Beadle. Now, I'm a big fan of Beadle. You can go and check back my tweets. I'm not, changing what I've ever thought of him, and I'm still a big fan of him. I do defend him quite a lot, but at the same time, I do think his frame is the massive issue with him. He's so young. He's quite tall, but he's quite thin. And I just don't think he gets enough on those saves to push it out of danger or tip it round the post. I think if things come out that maybe should be caught or that, he should tip over or tip round the corner, and they come out of in front of him, and it just creates that second phase attack for the opposition. And I think every team that comes to Hillsborough or we go away, are going to be saying to them, get the shots in against the keeper and make sure you're following it in. And I agree with you. I can see Burnley targeting that today.
Yeah, but like I say, it'll just show what he's all about, really. Beadle, if he can deal with it. I thought the comment from Josh were great in the pre-match when he just said, look, if you've put your arm around everyone whenever they made a mistake, you'd be doing it 24/7 because mistakes happen all the time. Obviously, it was just a big one, wasn't it, that cost us at the weekend. But yeah, we'll just have to see. So yeah, we're moments away from kickoff. Got a comment from Dan. Hi James, evening everyone. Just want to say I enjoyed Matt's appearance on the Burnley podcast. It's going to be a tough task tonight, definitely is. Got one from Business Fish, says, by the way, bring back Total Wednesday pod. So a bit of love for you there, Tom, wanting you to come back with the podcast. He also says, watching at home with my dad, so won't be joining you tonight, but enjoy the game. Up the Owls, that's from Peckham Owl. Yeah.
No pod coming back, sadly. No pod coming back. I don't have the time. I'll join this every now and again so you can hear me, but no
That's
pod
it.
coming back.
Exclusive there. We'll get.
I didn't realise how much work was involved in it, and it's just I'm too busy for that. But thank you. I appreciate the love. I do appreciate the love, but it's not coming back.
Tom, try doing 4 episodes a week. Just ask my wife.
I don't want to.
Definitely, yeah. Fernie says up the Owls tonight. Yes. Just doing the obligatory handshakes in the middle of the park. Do you think there's anything in? I know we haven't done this now, but do you think there's anything in turning teams around, like psychologically, Tom? Is it just to piss the other team off?
No, I think there'd always have to be a reason for it, whether it be wind, whether it be sun, whether. I don't think players do it just to piss people off. No, I can't see that being a reason why.
Fair enough. It annoys the fans anyway, doesn't it? Every time they turn us round and start kicking towards the cop, it is mightily annoying. But we're about to get underway. I expect. Do you think we're just going to let Burnley have it and try and catch them on the counter?
I don't think so. Wednesday are very good at controlling possession. If you have a look at, there's a football analytics guy called Ben Griffith, and he runs a championship live update sort of analytics page online. And he has a metric called expected threat. And Wednesday are fifth in the table with expected threat. And that's basically, you passing the ball into better positions, or you're carrying it into better positions where it's statistically more likely that you score from them. And Wednesday ranked fifth on total expected threat difference, which means we restrict quite a lot of expected threat from the opposition in open play, terrible from set pieces, and then we generally dominate the expected threat on that side. So as you can see here straight away from just seeing them line up, you can see Josh Windass's on the left-hand side. So that's for me, is because I think they've noticed that they want to isolate Gassama on the right. They want Josh Windass to come in and pick up them half spaces in the middle. So I did think we'd get that change against Burnley because it makes sense against their fullback. So I'm glad Danny's picked up on what I've picked up on.
Yeah, definitely. There's a foul in the middle of the park. Yeah, Charles just clipped his heels. He has to be careful, Charles, as well. He's getting close to that 10 yellow cards mark as well. I think he's on 8 at the moment, and I think there's another 3-4 games until it resets. So yeah, just want to keep an eye on. Don't really want to be losing him for any more games than we need to be fair. But yeah, I expect Burnley to try and just kind of hold possession, frustrate us, and see if they can break us down. But and I think we'll be, when you've looked at the games that we've had recently, or this season even, we've seemed to perform better when teams have let us just do that and sit in a bit, not I wouldn't say low block, but try and catch them on the counter. So Windass on the left hand side. We seem to be having a bit of the ball at the moment anyway, which is promising. A crossing from Johnson. Michael Smith needed to be 8'6", I think, to get on the end of that one. But yeah, it's... James,
just do me a favour, just check your WhatsApps for 1 minute, because I'm just having a bit of technical difficulty.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Right. We're just trying to sync both myself and Tom up as well. So
I'm watching on an iPad through Sky Go, and I think there's a little bit of an error, a little bit of a delay. Sorry, James is just 10 seconds in front of me.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll sort it. We'll sort it. Don't worry about it. If there's a goal now, Tom, it's your fault. By the way. Go on. What minute? Tell me when you get to 2 minutes 28. Are you there yet, Tom?
Nearly. I'll tell you when. I'm not far off. Press play.
There we go then. Right, we should be all sorted on and in sync. Because if not, I'll be telling you when there's a goal. I'm sure the chat will be telling us when there is a goal, if indeed there is one.
How many's on, by the way, James? How many's listening?
Across all the various different platforms. We've got over 500 over on Twitter, and we've got about 30, 40 people on YouTube at the moment. So yeah, not bad. Oh,
not bad.
Just close.
Winning the initial header there. Ike, they're close mates. I don't know if that's known, but they're actually close mates. They're two of the closest in the team, and I think that surprised a lot of people.
Do you know what? That's just shaved the edge of the post as well there. Icky's had a few chances, hasn't he, in recent games? He's had a couple against Coventry. I know there were one that I wouldn't call it a chance, but he just kind of deflected off him. But yeah, he's been getting in some decent moments. I've said, some of the chances have just fallen to wrong players. Like last week against Coventry, the Ingleson one. I know Josh Windass wasn't on the pitch, but if that goes to Josh Windass, then he probably, one-on-one, he probably buries it. But But yeah, it's just came close there. Just as a time check for everyone, if everyone's watching, we're on 3 minutes and 53 seconds, just as at the moment. I don't know what's happening with the camera as well. The camera keeps flickering. No idea what's happening there. I can't really sort it out at the moment. But if it's annoying you, apologies. Yeah, Trafford's never getting to that one, by the way. Is it that chance from Ehekwa? Not a chance.
So just a little note on the out of possession strategy. Something different that I don't think. Again, this can change with 3 minutes in, but just watching it, Stuart Armstrong's pressing up, and we're going with a flat 4-4-2 in press. It'll be interesting to see if that carries on. But you see Josh Windass there coming in from the left-hand side, getting close to Michael Smith. I think you'll see a lot of that tonight if he comes into that false nine position.
Matt's just asked, what's Tom's view on the early advanced position of Stuart Armstrong? In defensive position, he appears to be up alongside Smith. So,
I've just mentioned it.
I know, that's what I mean. There you go. It's just been answered. Header from Smith. Gassama's gone down.
By the way,
he's never going to get that. Never in a million years going to get that.
I'd like to see that again. And Burnley are kicking it long as well. I mean, they've took 2 long goalkeeper distributions so far.
I don't know. It is a bit of a push, isn't it? It is a little bit of a push.
On first thought, I thought it was a pen. But yeah, you see Stuart Armstrong's up there again, and we've got that flat line in midfield.
Got a message from Danny here. Come on, Burnley, you don't want United to go up automatically, do you? Look, first and foremost is win the game. I think a draw's no good for nobody, is it really? But we can't be saying that we want to. It's not even at that stage yet. We'll just focus on ourselves at the moment. Do you know what? In the first opening, 5.5 minutes, we've had a bit of the ball, haven't we? Do you know what I mean? I expected Burnley to control possession, but so far we've been doing all right.
Yeah, I think Burnley are controlling possession, but we're not under any concern. We're matching them up because Hannibal goes and plays on the last line in possession, and they put their wingers high. So that's why we're almost matching them up man for man out of possession. Yeah, Hannibal does start up there and drops in.
Just as we said that, Burnley are on the attack on this left hand side. Do you know what, Gassama? His defensive qualities have got a lot better, haven't they, recently? And look at that, Valerie, great running. Don't you think that Gassama, when he first came, defensively, he was god-awful. But he must be something he's worked on because he's getting... I mean, he's not great, but he's better.
Well, I think he is actually decent. I would say that it's now become a strength of his. So one thing that's changed massively with Gassama is he has got that low centre of gravity. He's got the fairly big backside. He's got the stature to ride tackles, a bit like Nonso at Leeds.
Yeah.
But what he was doing too often first season is jumping on the floor and not riding that contact like he's just doing now, where he's shoving players off the ball.
Yeah.
His low centre of gravity and his ability to hold on to it under challenge has become one of his best attributes. So, yeah. And that's made him. That has been the transformation of him because he was always decent at dribbling with it. He was good technically, but he just lost possession so much going down under pressure. And now he's riding that. And it's just natural that a 19-year-old needs to adapt to English football.
Yeah, and do you know what as well? You saw then, they doubled up on him. Amount of teams that are doubling up on Gassama now, it seemingly every single week.
See Windass here coming into left back.
Yeah, they're all over the place.
Rotating higher up the pitch. Windass here, Johnson's gone last line.
Look, good. Johnson using his pace to get in behind.
Stewart's there.
Come on, Bannon, left foot. Armstrong out wide on the left-hand side. Come on, get a crossing. Go on. Come on. Corner ball. We'll take that.
Great start.
And do you know what? It's normally the first half for us are a bit lackluster. They're a bit poor, boring. Use all the different words. But I know we're only 8 minutes in, but at the moment, it like you said, does seem a good start. Go on then, Tom. What's he looking at on laptop other than Phoenix Knights clips?
He'll be looking at how Burnley are lining up. What I've just picked up on a little bit before. Obviously, I'm watching on the screen, so I've not got the luxury of seeing the wide-angle camera. But he'll be looking at how Burnley are lining up because you never truly know because of the way that football is nowadays. If a team played 4-4-2 back 10, 15 years ago, you could pretty much know where the players are going to be on the pitch at that time. But how tactical football's got, we don't know whether, what systems and little tweaks are going to happen in different phases. And that's why the laptops become a necessity on the side, because they'll just be looking for that little bits of micro information that's going to enable them to make some in-game adaptations as well.
I thought you were watching the Wednesday Till I Die podcast live watch-along, to be fair. That's what I thought you were.
He might be watching that.
He might be just tuning in, just seeing what we're saying about him. Obviously, had a bit of a delay because, yeah. Approaching 10 minutes in. Interested to see what the possession stats are. I'll see if I can find those whilst we're just watching. 62% possession for Burnley at the moment. Don't feel like that though. But yeah, pressing. It's obviously a thing, innit? We're trying to press them high. It's funny actually, because when I was speaking to the Burnley fan on the preview show, he was saying how if we do that, that's what they'll like. Like they
like that. Then Windass gambled, and he turned out very clever with the outside of his right foot and broke free, and they've not took advantage of that. But I'm very happy for us not to press in those situations. And you could just see us all creep up the pitch. Burnley started playing 1 and 2 touch and got out of it. So I think we've looked better in that low block, in that mid block. Sorry.
Yeah. Hannibal just ghosting through there. Nobody really picked him up. If you look, Valerie's gone. He's left him, hasn't he? But
at times he's playing really flexible at the moment, Hannibal. Sometimes he's pushing up and going on the last line with Fleming. And then sometimes he's going up to pick it up off the back four, and then so on. If you look at Hannibal now, he's very much playing as that 4-4-2 striker. But then in possession, he drops right into the back to pick it up off the back four, and then runs from deep.
Yeah.
So we've just got to be careful when we're pressing, because Hannibal will drop in, get them playing, and then he'll make them runs from deep. He's very athletic, and that's what he did then.
Yeah. 10 minutes for the obligatory football in a library chant from the away end. I think it took Coventry about 3 minutes, I think it was, the weekend. So it's just become a custom now, and every game there has to be a football in a library chant, no matter who it is against. Yeah, Jake said he's got a big arse, laughing emoji. Obviously, when you were talking about Gassama earlier on.
I didn't say arse. Come on. I think I said backside.
Same thing. Do get all your comments in as well. Get your comments on YouTube or X or Twitter Spaces as well if you're just listening along whilst you're watching. Chris says he feels quietly confident, not sure why. That was obviously before kickoff, and I'm sure after 11 minutes your confidence is warranted. Mike said with Smith starting, it's clearly a game plan option. Might be an over-the-top night. Not really gone long though, to be fair.
It's not been that so far. I was about to say, it's not been that so far.
No, definitely not. Until Johnson just knocks it long, looking for Smith. But, ooh.
Windass picking it up. Ooh.
Go on, out wide. Oh, it's deep. Windass. Ooh, another corner. What's that? Third corner.
Four. Three or four, yeah.
It's Joe. It's fairly.
Happy. They're not happy. That you can tell they're not happy with it. The way that Wednesday have started, we're having a lot of chances, a lot of territory. Yeah, they won't be happy with the way this has started, and you can see that now.
But how many times though do we say this though? How many times have we been in games, on top in some cases? Like, Coventry's a prime example, and we don't come away with. I mean, that is terrible. That is awful. You should not be offside there. That is really bad. But yeah, how many times are we on top? Putting pressure on, and we don't really capitalise on it. But still early days. 13 minutes. We don't score many goals in the first half anyway. It's normally the second half with his substitutes that we need to look out for. I think it's something like 31, 32 goals in the second half this season versus about 13 or 14 in the first. That's it.
So their goalkeeper again going along with that distribution. I think there's a little bit of frustration creeping in from Burnley that Wednesday have been quite patient in that block and not stepping up. and they're looking to get their players in on that second phase, because from the goalkeeper they've gone long 3 or 4 times now.
Yeah, well, we're pressing them, aren't we? So it's clearly working. They're trying to, rather than play through that press, they're having to, like you said, having to kick it long. No, I didn't have a clue. They didn't have a clue whose ball that were then. Ref were looking at Lino. Lino's looking at ref. Didn't have a clue.
Yeah. It's an interesting strategy with Stuart Armstrong going up in a clear 4-4-2. And again, we've got a throw in deep inside their half off that press. They're really struggling to get through us.
Yeah, it's working well at the moment. Look at them. Look miserable, like everyone sat on the south stand on a weekend. Sorry about that, Tom. I know you sit on the south, but
I do sit on the south. No, a grandstand. Is that still the south?
Well, technically.
It is geographically facing south, so we'll give it that.
Look, if you ask for a ticket on the south and they did well there, and it's a break though as well. Look, go on, Johnson.
Look at Stuart taking up that inside right position. It could have been on there earlier.
Come on, Windass, find Smith, find him. Hit it. Oh, just hit it. Come on. Oh.
Oh my word.
That were close.
It's brilliant from Deji Kasama, by the way. That's brilliant. Josh Windass on left foot cross. Yeah, I think Shea Charles could have hit that, but Deji Kasama does everything right. Plays it back against that defensive drop of Burnley. If any of my followers are on here, they'll know that I always talk about them cutbacks against the defensive drop. You can just see Burnley's defenders dropping. Stuart Armstrong stays in the pocket against the drop, and it comes to him. It's crosses don't yield that many goals in football, but one of the type of cross that returns a lot of goals is the cutbacks, and that was brilliant from Gassama. And make no bones about it, Stuart Armstrong will be told off for that miss.
Yeah, it was very nonchalant, weren't it? I mean, if it had gone in, it would have been saying, "Oh, he's cool, he's calm, he's collected." But yeah, he's got it the target, hasn't he? Really, that's what he's got to do. And if he did it the target, he would have scored. But here we are. Do you know what? As well, obviously, some of the Burnley fans, they'll be getting frustrated because they can just see the top two getting further and further away. Oh dear. That's a yellow.
That's a yellow at least. I'm glad he's only got a yellow in his hand.
Yeah, that was a little bit late. He's come flying in, and he just doesn't need to do it. To be fair, like he's going nowhere. I mean, I don't know. Did he get the ball? He's watching it again. No, he got none of the ball. He didn't get any. He didn't get anything.
He's very lucky that his ankle weren't planted there, because if his ankle were planted, he would have been.
But he just didn't need to do it for me, Tom. There's no need to come flying in like that. I know he's trying to obviously, interception high up the pitch and start an attack from it, but you just, walking a bit of a tightrope now, isn't he, really? I mean, Johnson's normally all right, in terms, he's not one for those kind of rash challenges, even though he has just done one today, but he should be fine. Go on, wide to Gassama. Go on then, Gassama. Show him your pace. Go on.
You see our net there, another one of Danny Roll's principles that was straight in on there.
Oh, he's got... That were a bit delayed, weren't it, how he went down there?
What I liked was when Gassama got caught there in possession, you had Valerie, you had Smith, all backing him up there, trying to keep pressure on the ball.
Yeah.
I know we've ended up giving away a foul, but it stops their counter-attack, and that was quite pleasing to see. Danny likes to play with that high intensity, and that was a well-worked net off the run of Gassama.
Scott Parker listening to some tunes whilst he's sat on the bench.
I think he's listening to us.
He's on the Twitter Spaces. Oh dear, George. I'm happy with this so far. Nearly 20 minutes gone. Well, it's 0-0, which shock. It's Burnley are playing, so of course it's going to be 0-0. But when you look at it, Beadle's not been putting it under any sort of pressure, anything like that. All the football's been played in their half. Either they've had the ball in their half or we've had it.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I am pleased with the way that we started, the fact of the matter is, against Burnley, you can't spurn the chance that we've just had there from Stuart Armstrong, because they're not going to. Well, saying that, they look as if more chances might come as the ball gets swung across to Gassama here.
Go on then.
But
back him up. Oh,
again,
go on, hit it.
Oh, I just said we won't get chances like that. These are great chances. Both chances have fell to the wrong feet of the people who have struck the ball. So when the ball came into Stuart Armstrong for his chance, it came to his weaker foot. And that chance to Josh Windass has just fell to his left foot. Now, I know they're probably going to say that they should do a little bit better, regardless of what foot he comes on. It's not an easy chance that from Windass, actually. It's running away from him. He's quite close to the player. But these chances are coming, and you've got to take them against a team like Burnley, because
this is what
more are going to come.
This is what I've been saying, Tom. For the amount of goals we've scored, we should have scored a hell of a lot more as well. We should be 1-0 up. But yeah, we've just got to keep it going. Keep this pressure on as Burnley look to break on the counter. Out on this right hand side, Bannon looks to chase. Go on, stand him up. Stop the cross. Oh, he's hit the bar.
Oh my word.
Dear me.
So on the breakaway, I don't know if you've got rewind functionality, James. But on the rewind, when they were breaking away, what Marvin Johnson could have done if he weren't on a booking, because he backed off because he didn't want to get close. He needs to go and make contact there on the ball when it comes through. Because he's on that booking, he can't, and that's the danger playing on a booking brings, because you can't rush out and make that contact, because really, that was such a good chance for Burnley on the counter-attack. They have been committed. The ideal thing there is to go out and give away that foul and to risk that, but you just can't do it when you're on that booking. And Marvin probably did the right thing, but that's just a danger when you're playing on a yellow card. Yeah,
that's going in as well, by the way. If that's just under the crossbar, I don't think Beadle gets to it. Stu Potts says Scott Parker, the most boring manager in the league. Matt Johnson, co-host, of course. Oh my God, it should be 2. Jake, wasted opportunity is going to be the end of us this season. And Stu Potts, how are you 30 seconds behind me? It's not me, Stu. It's Tom, who's watching it on Sky Go. So for the purpose of this stream, we've had to just
Wednesday winning
match it up. Go on then.
Oh, here we go. Go on.
Oh my days. Go on then, hit it, Bannon.
Something over.
Do you know what? We're all over him. We're all over him. Come on. I'm going to have to say it now. I did not expect us to be playing like this. I thought we were just going to go into a bit of I wouldn't say a low block or a heck was. He's done well. He's done really well. Yeah, Charles bought the foul.
For those that criticise data, when you asked me that question at the start, I said the data suggests that we will have some control in this game, because they don't control games very well. We have very good expected threat, which is basically a control metric. So, I mean, I pretty much did expect this. I just think that that they will end up scoring a goal, and the question is whether we can.
Yeah, where we can score as well. Yeah, do you know what was when that chance came through there, Smith, when he left it, that for me, that's if Smith and Windass play with each other week in, week out. I know they train with each other, but if they play more regularly, because Smith's not, I think it's just over 1,000 minutes of football, 1,200 minutes, I think it is, compared to like the 3,000 or whatever that Windass has got. Playing more. I don't think Windass expected it. I don't think he expected him to leave it. It's not quite got not quite got that same wavelength. And do you know what? I say that quite a lot of times with Wednesday. I feel like you watch other teams and some of the better sides, they know what each other's going to do. And sometimes we're not quite like that. But as they just kick it out of play again, that's the second time they've done that. They are. Can we say that Burnley are a bit rattled?
Yeah, I think you can definitely say that they're rattled. But Wednesday have been brave out of possession, because I know we might think, well, we're in a mid to low block. It's not that brave, but we're going man to man all over the pitch because of the way that Burnley set up. We're letting them rotate onto us in a 4-4-2. We're leaving ourselves exposed in the middle. But because we're so tight, you saw Max Lowe just maybe a minute ago, he was chasing the player in the pitch to make contact from centre back, and he also come out to the left following the rotation. So we are being very brave out of possession, and Burnley are probably rattled, and they're looking to go over it now and pick up the space between the lines on the second ball.
Yeah, just Michael Ehekwe dealing with that one. Do you know what? Don't mind that. Put it out of play. I know they've got the ball, but you don't want him fanning around with it back there. Michael Ehekwe's technically he's a little bit limited, but I think he's just got to play with it himself. Really, I don't want him trying anything stupid, anything daft. He shouldn't really be playing there anyway. In terms of the other players that we've got as Burnley come forward. Oh, there's a handball shout from Michael Ehekwe. I have no idea if it did it his arm or not. I'm sure we'll be seeing a replay very shortly. My dad's just texted me, how are we not winning? I've no idea. We should be leading. It feels very much Coventry again. Chances, but not putting them away. Did it hit his arm or not? Yeah. He has hit his arm on it, but his arm's by his side. So I don't even know what the handball rule is anymore. I don't think even the refs know what the handball rule is. So Stu said, yeah, it did, but shush, in reference to hitting his arm. But nah, you don't get penalties for that at all.
I think VAR. You know what? I think VAR might give it. I've got no idea whether VAR would give it because they're inconsistent as well. But
do you know, in terms of penalties?
What I'll say, sometimes that gets given on VAR.
Yeah. Well, thankfully we haven't got it. We've given away 5 penalties so far this season.
That's gambling here. Oh, gambling on the press. So we've just been patient there on the second press. So when Windass went, we haven't steamed out to go and close down on the second pass, and we're back in that block now. Very very patient pressing from Wednesday, very structured. It'd be interesting to see if Burnley try and play through or go over us here.
Yeah, there'll be plan A. I don't think is working for Burnley. As they get the ball out wide. Go on, Valerie. Oh, Max Lowe. Apologies.
So just looking through this through 25, as Burnley have got a corner, one thing that's obvious to me is that there's a lot of space on the right-hand side. Now, Jan Valery is not a typical overlapping right back. He likes to go inside and play in the middle and underlap more than he likes to overlap. But if he can at times go and get on that overlap, there's a lot of space down the right-hand side as the left winger's not tracking back. And when Kasama's got it and tries to run inside, I think one thing that we've lacked is that overlapping right back to go and get in those areas because it looks really open.
Yeah, Beadle punching the older generation will not be liking that from Beadle, saying that he should catch it. I don't mind him punching it.
I didn't like it.
I don't mind him punching it for me. I think
you see the space on the right side. Valery's going. That's where the space is.
Go on, slip him in.
They've got back early. It needed to be moved a bit quicker than that from Charles.
Yeah, it's out to Valery now on this right-hand side. A little bit later than what we thought. Windass, go on. Is that offside? He's offside. Come on. Is he giving a foul or an offside there? I have no idea. An offside.
It's offside.
It's weird as well because right now, Versatia, I won't say I'm frustrated, but I'm thinking we should be leading and we're not. And it if you'd have said to me now, it would have played like this, yesterday or even this morning, I'd have been saying, I'd have snapped your hands off for it. But it's weird, isn't it? In the moment, you just think, missed chances. Are we going to be made to rue those missed chances? As they've gone long, and it's just sailed straight into the hands of Beadle. Take that any day of the week.
Yeah, Burnley frustrated, but Burnley can't get through us. They probably didn't. Wednesday have never set up like this out of possession. So I imagine that all the work that they've done on how to get through us, it isn't working, and Danny's mixed it up. And I think that they still can't really work out our out of possession strategy.
Yeah, go on then.
Wednesday normally have a narrow, a 5-2-3 where they bring the wingers in. They block central spaces and allow space out wide, but we've left wide players to double up in the wide areas, and we're being patient in the middle as Windass nearly picked it up.
I thought he got it then. I thought he'd got it, but it'd be interesting to see how other teams have come up against Burnley and what they've done, because clearly we're I know we haven't scored, but we're clearly showing how he can get at Burnley at the moment as they come forward. Oh, it's a great block.
Good.
Interception from Hekwa. Johnson finding Smith. Great. Oh, I was about to applaud him for his great hold-up work there, but he just gives it cheaply away.
He never looked in control of it. That first one off his chest went too far ahead of him, and he just never looked in control. But we're being patient here in this block.
I think we've got to be. You know, we've got every man back. Smith's back. Windass is back as well. Try and catch him. Nah, what are they on about? Hey, look at his shirt, by the way. All right.
That was ripped before, to be fair.
It was holding him, but you know what? If there were penalties for that, there'd be a penalty every single time the ball comes into the box.
That's where it's come from.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Go on, then. Go on, Gassama. Oh, that's a foul. That is a foul. Dangerous spot for us out on this right-hand side. Chance to get across into the box. Not that we do anything with it when it comes into the box, but he's flashed another yellow card.
It's a good one for Barry Bannon on that outswinger.
He's done him there. He's done him hands up. You know, he's...
Yeah.
Right, chance to put the ball into the box. Get your big men up. Michael Hekwa, get your head on it, son. This is your chance.
I've been really impressed with Hannibal so far. I think he's popping up. I love his movement. He comes so deep to collect it. He's come and picked up off the back four. He's popping up on the left. He's popping up on the right. Wednesday, and not marking him man-to-man. He's probably the only player that they're not picking up man-to-man. And they're just letting Hannibal rotate onto the area, but he looks the class above anything on Burnley's team so far.
Yeah, come out of the Manchester United Academy, didn't he, as well? Played a few games for him. Oh, hey, Trafford's punched it. He could have perhaps caught that one, to be fair, but threat not cleared.
I keep saying that Wednesday are not going to get many more. Like, we've got to take these chances because they're not going to get. We're not going to get many more. But it doesn't seem like they're going to stop anytime soon. We're getting chances to put the ball into Burnley's box. We're in control. We're in control of the game. Burnley are having possession, but it's not good possession. They get through us every now and again, and Wednesday defend it well. But in terms of getting the ball in the right area, Wednesday are playing more in Burnley's areas than they're playing in ours.
Yeah, definitely. Jake's just said Burnley got those Elevate quality kits. Yes. Right, can this be a better one? Bannon looks to whip it in, left-footed. Whips it in. Get your head on it, son. Ah, it's a foul again. I think that's the third time that's happened.
It's not a foul, though. It's not a foul.
The thing is, he gives one, and he's just going to keep doing it again and again and again. George just said corner West Brom. I don't know what is West Brom playing right now? Are they playing Borough? I think. Is that the other game?
Well, thanks for the update on West Brom, George.
The West Brom aren't even playing. I don't even know what. I've no idea what that comment's all about. But you have to enlighten us. In that other game, Middlesbrough are beating Bristol City 1-0. It's half time in that one. Kicked off at 7:45. Brentford 3-0 up against Leicester after 35 minutes in the Premier League. Not going well for Ruud van Nistelrooy. I thought it was a strange appointment, that, to be fair, but anyway.
Hannibal there dropping in, but Charles picks him up because it means that the central midfielder drops into centre-back in that position.
He said
we're letting them rotate onto us. But you see here, he's coming in to pick it up. Now, he's playing as a striker. He's coming right in to pick it up off the back four. Now he's coming in again, just beyond Barry Bannon. He's super impressive with his movement.
Just reading a few more comments out. Daz has said, fantastic start for the Owls. Let's just hope we don't play fantastic and give a goal away. I think there's some more as well. Andy just said, yeah, should have scored Windass. Yep, definitely do agree. A few missed chances, but start to kind of quieten down a little bit. Obviously, you can't play with the press, can you, for the full 90 minutes? There's going to be times where you do have to kind of sit back a touch, and it looks like that's what we've done in it. You know, we've pressed for the opening 20, 25 minutes or so, and we've had to, just sit in a little bit.
Burnley are obviously getting frustrated because of how deep Hannibal's come in to try and get them moving, but they've had the ball maybe 20, 30 passes here, and eventually now they're gonna shell it long, and
that's a great touch.
It's a good touch. It's a good touch.
I mean, he is he should be a cheat code. He shouldn't be playing in the Championship. Playing Champions League football only a few weeks ago, and then he's tipping up against Michael Ehekwa in the Championship. That's good football on the edge of the box. Come on, deal with it. There we go. There's lots of
held firm though. I mean, they're moving it quick. They're having possession, but Wednesday's out of possession strategy is really good. We're letting Burnley move on to us. We're holding them positions, marking almost zonally in a 4-4-2, letting Burnley move on to us. I mean, and even when Hannibal was dropping deep there, we weren't overly trying to press him. We were just stopping those passes onto him, so he was bouncing it off sideways and backwards rather than turning on the ball and running. And you see him here just supporting behind the ball again, Hannibal. He must have had more touches than anybody in the last couple of minutes as he gets it here.
It's funny actually because there's he whips it in. Eder, go on, deal with it. Go on, Gassama. Here we go. Chance for a counter. Go on. Oh, just not quite. And the ball's out for a Burnley throw. What we don't want to do is we don't want to, after doing all that hard work, we don't want to start letting them back into it. But as I said before, you talk a lot about momentum, don't you, Tom? And it does swing, doesn't it? Backwards and forwards. And I feel like they're starting to get a little bit of momentum at the moment. But they are, lots of moans and groans from the fans, though. Anyway.
Yeah, I speak a lot about momentum. I mean, momentum's an early metric in football, and I don't think teams quite know how to work it yet. I've been doing a bit of analysis on momentum, and at the moment, there's no indication that you score when you're in momentum. Actually, I think in the Championship, teams tend to score when they're out of momentum, and the reason why I think that is what you just said. You have a couple of good chances, you don't score, and the way that the Championship is, you sort of get deflated a little bit, and I don't know if you can try and force that next goal and you leave yourself open at the back.
Yeah.
But there's no indication. It's really hard. In rugby, momentum works really well. They've mastered momentum there, and that's the innovation they're trying to bring in. But they've not bottomed it out yet in football, and it's a bit difficult to measure. I think my read of it early is if a team has a lot of momentum, unless they're absolutely dominating, if it's a back and forth game, but they're having more momentum than the opposite team, and it's calculated by the position of the ball plus the lagging XG of the last shot. So when you have that period of high momentum, but it's quite a back and forth game, you find that you can concede in the periods after that, which is a concern for Wednesday.
Yeah, definitely. I find it ironic how they've got the Football Manager advert on the halfway line on the opposite side of the pitch when Football Manager 2025 has been cancelled. So not quite going. I don't really know what they're advertising really. Maybe last year's game still. I don't know. Have you ever been a Football Manager type person, Tom?
I used to love it back in the day, but I've not played it since I was probably 18, 19. I'm maybe 20. I'm now 34.
So back in the Freddie Adu days.
Freddie Adu, I love the Freddie Adu signing. John Sutton from Sheffield Wednesday, Billy Jones from Crewe, and I can remember them all.
Yeah, Lucas Radebe, always get him on a free transfer. I don't know which one that one. I think that was still when it was called Championship Manager back in the day.
Gabby Bonglahor on loan. Danny Haynes from Ipswich, who just was.
I perfected the art of it,
and then he was incredible.
I perfected the art of skim reading playing that game. As looked to have a bit of the ball. He's offside there again. 3 or 4 times now that we've been offside. You don't see it very often offsides in football anymore. You know, you think there's a few, but you look on the stats and there's only been 2 or 3 or so. But I think we've had 3 or 4 already in this first half. But anyway,
it was
offside.
a massive issue with us. It was a massive issue with us last year. We led. We were way out ahead in the offside metrics last year, and I think we're in the. Oh, James Beadle off his line earlier there, really good. We're towards the top end of offsides, and we really need to do it because we need to stop giving them away because it just kills your momentum in that attack. It's an area for improvement to be sure.
Nice to see Cherie on. Obviously, if people listen to the debate show will know. She says that we've been the better side yet. Totally agree. Stu just said, what does Smith need to do to get a free kick? He never gets any free kicks whatsoever. Just, I do agree with you. Nearly 40 minutes gone.
I can't tell if Scott Parker's happy or not.
I just think he looks like that all the time.
Yeah.
But he's not going to be happy though, is he really? Like, what can he really be happy about? Like, I don't think it's gone according to plan. I think from us, other than getting a goal, which again, it's frustrating that we haven't, but I think our plans clearly worked as Johnson fizzes it across. Oh, go on, Gassama. That's it. Look, he's there. Valerie. Whip it in. Edders. They're doubling up on Smith when the ball comes into the box. I don't know if you've seen that. They're leaving whoever's at the back stick. Go on, Armstrong. Go on.
Great cross again against that defensive drop.
Just waiting in the right place, was he? He'd gone to the 6-yard box and the ball was behind him. But what's he given? Is he given
a great ball from Maxwell? See, what Michael Smith needs to do there, and this is where he can improve a bit, he follows the defensive line in.
Yeah.
And what he needs to do is just stop. As they're all dropping, just stop. Peel off and come towards the ball. I know it's ironic me saying this, but that's what Ikilgbo were really good at last year.
Yeah, I agree.
Dropping against that line and then peeling off towards the ball.
I think the goal he scored against Birmingham where Jan Paveda just pulled it back for him, that's a perfect example as we're in again. Go on, Gassama. What can you do? Go on, hit it, son. Go on, one of you. There's a tendency to kind of walk the ball into the net. I thought we did that against Coventry as well. I know obviously it was a really tight angle there. He's not really going to shoot, but we saw it with Marvin Johnson against Coventry. I've been crying out for it. Just hit it low and hard across that 6-yard box. Anything can happen, and we saw at the weekend with the own goal. I think we sometimes. It's almost like Arsenal-esque in terms of just trying to walk the ball into the back of the net, and I think we just it's times where you could just hit it. You never know what's going to happen. You don't get any more points or any more goals for the amount of passes that you make before you score. Oh, that's going to be another yellow card.
I can do a good, and it helps me though because I can do a good bit of analysis on it. If there's more than one pass, so speak for yourself, mate.
Carry on, lads. keep carrying on. Mike Bassett's at it.
When we just win it back and run in, it doesn't make for a good clip for me. So.
Not really, no. You're talking to Mike Bassett 442 here, by the way.
No, I was like, for the avoidance of doubt, I'm not being serious. I would really like it if we won the ball back and scored on one touch, and I'll not do any clips on it.
Burnley got it on the right.
Doubled up here back post. It's just on the outside. You can see there.
Here we go. Oh, he's through. Oh dear.
We've seen the script. We've seen that script. I mean, Wednesday were all over the place there because Jan Valery had 2 right from the first play where it got slid down the right hand side for Burnley. Jan Valery was doubled up. Wednesday just too exposed across their back line as Burnley have committed men forward. And he's managed to exploit that space going through the middle, Edwards.
Yeah, it's we see it time and time again, don't we?
On Valery there. See the 2 plays on Valery. I'm back on the replay.
Michael Smith's trying to pick him up, and it's a really good goal. The way that he just goes past Shea Charles. Sorry, he's not even there. But yeah, it's a good finish. But again, chance after chance after chance. We don't put ours in. And what's that? Their first chance that they've had this game.
First shot, I think.
Yeah.
First shot.
1 shot, 1 goal. Ah, dear.
Yeah, what Burnley there have just committed a lot of men forward. They've exposed our back line. Wednesday trying to follow the rotations and follow the runs. And then a bit of individual skill there from Edwards finally breaks through the line. But yeah, it's funny because it's not been coming. It is against the run of play somewhat, and yeah, it's not as if we've been worn down over time. It's not as if there's an attrition element here. It is just quite a poor goal to concede, really.
Yeah,
Danny's not happy.
No, he's not going to be either. Just as my camera goes off as well, so I've switched to the other one, but I've no idea what's happened there. I'll try and sort it at half time, which is not too long until that half time. It's just annoying again that we're on top and that's going to be a foul. Like you said though, you said they're going to score. Burnley are going to score a goal, and it's just whether we can score our goal. And at the moment, we've not really. I mean, he's a bit fortunate there as the ball kind of bobbles through to him, but it's a really good finish. Opens his body up.
I'm not sure it is fortunate. You know, I think he won. I think Shea Charles needed to be a little bit stronger there, get his body behind the tackle. Yeah, I think it was a weak defender. I think they were frightened to make contact. Marvin Johnson running behind him with his arms in the air because he didn't want to make contact.
Yeah.
Because he's on a yellow card. Yeah, it's a really poor goal to concede.
Absolute
Wednesday just
sucker
needs
punch.
to get back to it, by the way. Wednesday just needs to get back to it. You know, they almost don't need to react on this because it's not as if chances weren't coming. It's not as if we weren't playing well. So the thing that we don't want to do is change what we were doing. We were largely in control of the game before that. But Burnley having another attack.
Yeah, what we don't want to do is go 2-0 down. Who's that that's down in the box? Is that Windass that's down? Looks like he's... no, it's Johnson.
Marvin.
And there we go. That is half time. So...
Yeah, Wednesday just needs to come out in the second half, and Danny just needs to try and reset them. If I was Danny in this situation, I would almost try and ignore a little bit on the goal because it was just a piece of individual brilliance and a little bit of a mistake in our part. But what he doesn't want to do is deflate them because Wednesday players look very upset coming off the pitch. And I just think he needs to give them a boost and he needs to be saying, just ignore that last couple of minutes and get back to it because he surely weren't expecting us to go and bank on this as a win. He's probably quite pleased with the way that we've played, and I can see that the players are quite down on that. So I'm just hoping that he gives them a little boost at half time.
Yeah, definitely. Just a reminder as well, anyone that's on Twitter Spaces, if you want to come up and have your say whilst we're at half time on what you thought of that first 45 minutes, do just press that request to talk button on the bottom left, and I'll bring you up. Because yeah, it's all in all. Other than I know we're obviously 1-0 down, but like we've just been saying, it has been good football. We have created a lot of chances. Yeah, they've had a lot of possession, but they've not really done a great deal with it. But you have just got to convert your chances. It's like it's been a problem of ours all season, and yeah, they've had 70% possession. They've had 2 shots, and they've come right at the end of the game, end of the half. Sorry. Yeah, we should have buried at least one of them, but it is what it is. That's I'm just going to read some of the messages out. Matt said, overall good half, separation same as before, those key moments, we don't take ours, and of course predictably they take theirs. Dallas said Charles bottled that challenge. Yeah, you could say that. Ferner, carry on doing what you've been doing. Should have been 3-0 up before they scored. And as well, Tom, we are better in the second half. We do tend to, like I said earlier on, we do tend to score more goals. The only problem is our secret weapon in Smith in recent weeks is on the pitch at the moment. So, but you never know. Look, Tom, it's set up for Ike Ugbo to come off the bench and score his first goal, maybe even get a brace. You never know. It's absolutely it's teed up perfectly for him.
Yeah, fingers crossed. I mean, I can see a sub in Paul Valentin coming on, because I do think Burnley are a bit open down the right-hand side. And just the way that Jan Valery plays. By the way, I think Jan Valery is one of Wednesday's best players. I think he's one of them that we can kick on with in the next couple of years. I think he's a modern fullback, likes to go inside, very comfortable on the ball. What he's not is not that overlapping, I'm going to get to the byline centre-back. And what Wednesday have, a lot of our chances have come from those cutback areas. And I think that around the 60-minute mark, I'd like to see Paul Valentin come on the pitch and try and get us to that byline, try and exploit that space on the right-hand side. Maybe get Gassama going in the pitch a little bit more to drag the fullback inside and get Paul Valentin in that right-hand side. And if Ogbo hopefully can rediscover his form from last year, where he was, holding them positions against the defensive drop and find them chances, because the chances today were the bread and butter chances that Ogbo were scoring last year, and Wednesday have not created too many of those ones. So hopefully it's set up for Ike to come on and have an impact.
Fingers crossed. I think we'll see him at some point. It's just as if when that is, because we are playing well. Danny will just be saying, won't he? I don't expect any changes at half time anyway. I'll just be saying, do the same as what we've been doing. These chances will come. You've just got to put them in the back of the net. I think the Windass one was difficult. I think the Armstrong one he's got to do better with. To be fair,
it's his right foot though. I mean, I'm just having a look at my data. And it's calculated that Stuart Armstrong's chance was only a 0.2 xg. And the reason is it calculates what foot it's come to, and it's come to his weaker foot. So I think the computer's saying that that's only a 1 in 5 chance on your weaker foot. I did mention, but the XG stats have just confirmed that.
Yeah, just Matt Talbot said, how the hell are we losing? Jonathan said, sums our season up, can compete with anyone box to box, but we need more quality in both boxes to get top 6. Hatsus for comment. Johnson, he says.
Comment.
He thinks he wants Hatsus to come on and make his debut for Johnson, which is it's a shout, because as you're saying, he's going to be playing within himself, isn't he, Johnson? Now he's got that booking.
Yeah, I've played within himself since then. Yeah, and I don't know. He's not played up until this point. We've been easing him in, so it'd be a risk to put him in there. But I'd particularly like to see him around that 60-minute mark for sure.
Yeah, definitely. See if
we are getting set plays, and that's Hatsus's speciality. So maybe we can look to do something on a set play.
Liam says really poor defending from Bannon, Johnson, and Windass for them to leave Edwards. When you've got someone as dangerous as him. To be fair, the Turf caster I spoke to the other day, Joe, he did say they have got a secret weapon. He said, a secret weapon on the bench, but he's obviously started, as we're just seeing the goal again. And like you said there, Johnson, he don't want to bring him down, does he? Obviously don't want to give him a penalty, but there's a few things there, isn't there, really? Yeah, the amount of space that he's got. And
he started on the right hand side with Jan Valery just being exposed on the right hand side, and Wednesday was so spread across that back line. There was a gaping hole just on the inside left for us, right for Burnley, and for Edwards to run into. But then once he starts running, there's a lot of errors with Johnson and Sheikh Charles particularly. I think Sheikh Charles needs to have a take no prisoners tackle there and really go through Edwards. The ball's there to be won. He's not going to give away a foul because he can make contact with it. I think he needs to lean in with his body a little bit more, make sure that Edwards doesn't come away with the ball.
Yeah. Ben said Smith offers way less when he starts. Scott's gone with pray for Ugbo. Got another one here from A. He says Danny needs to have a good chat with the boys and hopefully they come out better. Danny needs to add subs on now, especially our new players. I don't know. I don't think he's going to do that. No, he's going to keep it as it is. Keep doing what we're doing. The chances are there. We'll see. We'll see how we come out. We'll see how they come out in the second half as well, because it could be a totally different game. But initially, I don't think we really need to change a great deal. Scotch has said, so that's how Burnley keep clean sheets. Look, we should find our leprechaun and hide it in Hillsborough. He also goes on to say you can't compare Smith starting against 2 top 6 sides against coming on later against weaker teams. If Smith was on the bench, he'd get no look out of a team that just doesn't concede goals. Gary said, preventable, starting with Windass, petulant, unnecessarily foul, then Johnson just watching his man ghost past him. And SWFC fan said, Johnson is our worst player. Well, he's on a yellow as well. Johnson's come under quite a lot of flack, hasn't he, recently, mainly from Mr. Matt Johnson. No, not related, by the way. But yeah, he just... He does blow out on cold, doesn't he, Johnson? Sometimes I don't know what it is with him.
Yeah, I mean, don't forget. I think people forget Marvin Johnson's age. He's 34 years old, and it's not like he's dropped down a level like Barry Bannon at an old age. You know, Marvin Johnson deserves a lot of credit for being at this stage of his career and still being, you know, an effective player. He's been minus a couple of games where he's dropped out of the team. He's been a mainstay in this team that's challenging for the playoffs, albeit with a lower than expected points tally for a playoff challenge. You know, with the amount of points we've got, we wouldn't be in a playoff challenge most seasons. But Marvin Johnson's playing really at one of the highest levels of his career at this age, so he deserves a lot of credit. Look, Marvin Johnson is what he is. His weaknesses are going back and defending, and we've seen that today. But he also creates a lot of good chances. You know, there's in terms of expected assists this year, he's right up there in the top 5 of championship fullbacks in terms of carries into the final third, carries into the penalty area, crosses into the penalty area, cutbacks. He's right up there in the top 5 to 10 of championship fullbacks. But then we do have that weakness with him at the back as well. So, you know, Marvin Johnson, he is what he is. But at this age, you know, I do think this will probably be his last season with Wednesday.
Yeah, do you not think that Max Lowe was brought in to kind of compete and kind of rotate with Johnson? But obviously with the injuries, you know, Max Lowe's been seen as a centre-back rather than a full-back or a wing-back. And it's not really kind of worked as it. I thought that initially. I thought that's why we didn't bring Max Lowe in to play centre-back, did we really? But that's just where he's been forced to play. That's meant that Johnson's had to play a lot more football than what he perhaps thought at the start of the season.
Well, the reason is as well is that we initially brought Max Lowe in to play left back in a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-2-2-2, essentially 4 at the back. And after some early drummings away at Millwall, away at Sunderland, Danny changed back to last year's formation and went with the 3-4-3, which were flexible in possession, and using Marvin as one of those hybrid players that plays left back in possession, but then drops back into a back 5 when we've not got the ball. So at the same time, you've got to say credit to Marvin Johnson, because Max Lowe, if you have a look, he was on the bench for the first 10 games of the season after Plymouth and Sunderland. You know, he had a run out of the team and Marvin Johnson played, and it's because Danny went back to what were tried and tested, and Max Lowe couldn't get in the team, and then has come back in. I do think if we had more centre backs available, I think that Max Lowe has adjusted to Danny's style, and that he'd probably be playing in that left-back position.
Yeah, Freddie said, doesn't matter if he's old, he's a detriment to the team, can't keep him in. Obviously on Johnson. Betty Tigers, Johnson's done very well for Wednesday in lots of matches. And then, yes, Matt said, Stu Potter, you're suffering from amnesia. He massively contributed after being brought back last season. One reason we stayed up, again, in reference to Marvin Johnson. Yeah.
Let me just. I'm defending Marvin Johnson a little bit, because I do think he is what he is, and he's done a good job for Wednesday. And I agree with the point about last season. We probably don't stay up last year if it weren't for Marvin Johnson coming back and providing that threat down the left hand side. Notwithstanding, I want to see Hatsusei come on at some point, and I do think we need an upgrade in that left back position.
Yeah, definitely. Are we still live on YouTube? Just give me a comment if you are, because it just says that it's not smooth enough or something. But do let us know if it's working on YouTube and you can still see us. If we're not, I've no idea what's happened. But yeah, do let me know. Yeah, Freddie says yes. That's all good, and Matt's just confirmed that as well. So no idea why that's come up on me on my screen there. But again, teething problems. I want to do more of these as well. Perhaps, obviously the home games, no. Side will be there at Hillsborough, but certainly some of the away games, I'll be trying to do some of these watch-alongs, and first one that we've done. A few teething problems, but no, it should.
That was your fault. That was your fault.
I was rushing around, and as well, I feel rough as anything. Do you know what? I was giving it all Billy Big Bollocks earlier in the week because the kids and the wife, they've all been ill, and I'm like, look, I'm fine, I'm all right. They're all lemsips and what have you, and then now I've clearly got it. So feeling sorry for myself today a little bit, but no, it's been good. It's been apart from the score, of course, at the moment. But no, it's been all right. Looks like kickoff isn't too far away, anyways. It's just showing you Middlesbrough's goal. Do you know what? That camera angle at Bristol City is awful, isn't it? It's like FIFA, isn't it?
Is it going to show us West Brom's corner?
Apparently, that were a joke that someone said. Oh, they got the joke. Whatever joke it was, it went straight over my head. Is all I'm saying.
I appreciate it, even though I don't get it.
After I said enlighten me. I don't think they've come back on and told me what the joke was. But it looks like Otubeyo's coming on at half time.
Marvin Johnson injury.
Max Lowe
going out to left back.
But you know, it's a chance for Otubeyo because he'll feel hard done to as well, because when you've got a left back starting at centre back ahead of you and that's your position, and he has played a few games already this season, and he's come off the bench a few times, he'll feel a little bit aggrieved that Max Lowe's playing out of position instead of him. So it's a chance for him. I mean, look, it's going to be tough, but I mean, to be fair, they didn't have that many chances in that first half, so hopefully it's the same. But yeah, good opportunity for him, really. And I think, do you know what, we need to use the younger players more often. I know Danny does try and do that, but if there's a bigger picture, we need to start using the likes of Otubeyo, obviously Piers Charles probably next season number one. Those players need to feature a lot more, I feel.
Yeah, and I think he brings a bit of athleticism at the back as well. That Burnley started doing well in the last 5 minutes of that. They only had 5 minutes in the game, and it was really the last 5 minutes. But they started to get players on the last line and make them false run from that position. And Wednesday were a bit slow for the goals, so he does bring a bit of athleticism. I don't know if it's been confirmed who's coming off. I'd be surprised if it's not Marvin Johnson, and the reason being he just played so within himself defensively, and his strengths aren't defensive anyway, but he played so within himself defensively after the booking. A couple of occasions where you could tell he didn't want to go out and make that contact. One when Burnley had a chance coming through the left-hand side and made the switch over to the right, and Marvin Johnson could have shut it down a lot earlier.
What are they eating, by the way? Sorry to interrupt. What are they eating? Oranges?
Fruit salad, with the look of it.
There we go. John Smith's, he'll be all over that.
No, it is Marvin Johnson that's coming off, so I think that's the right decision.
Yeah, so my Japan flag will have to stay in the draw for a little bit longer then, until Hatsus makes his debut. I have got a Japan flag, by the way, in the draw. I'm not making that up. I have actually got one. So maybe it'll be coming out in a bit, not just yet. As I mentioned at the top as well, Burnley, prior to today, Burnley have been leading in 18 games, sorry. They've won 17 and drawn 1. So, when they're leading, they do tend to go on and win the game. As Burnley look to start us off in this second half.
No changes for Wednesday in terms of lineup. You see that Josh Windass is still on that left-hand side.
Right, there we go. Kick-off in the second half. We're just going to do exactly the same, aren't we? Just going to do exactly the same as what we've been doing before. And hopefully these chances are going to come, and we've just got to take the chances. But it's been the problem all season, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah. My main pet peeves is where the camera is constantly cut into things that we don't care about. I don't want to see Scott Parker.
I don't know if you've watched Aston Villa recently, but it's just the Marcus Rashford TV, I think, on Sky Sports at the moment. Whenever he's not even in possession of the ball, and he's just, the camera just pans to him all the time.
I mean, on that last one, it was just panning, so you could see the shape that Burnley were having out of the pitch. Now it's starting to look there and think, oh, where are they stood? And then it panned to Scott Parker. Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, the cameras. I've no idea what's happened with the camera. We'll have to switch to that one. Apologies. I will sort that for next time.
Burnley starting to rotate a lot more now. It was mainly in the first half, just Hannibal that was coming in there, but you see Anthony's come right across on the left. He's now in that outside right position. Maxwell's just trying to organise who's picking him up because it has caused a bit of a disturbance, and he's got the ball. Wednesday are not liking it when they're rotating and passing that defensive line. We don't know who's picking who up because of the way we've set up. But he does come out and drops.
Oh dear. Got away with that one though. But yeah, the football's... Oh, it's just... It's a bit silly that. That's not... You've got to be a little more alert. But yeah, I think when you're talking about the players rotating, that's the modern way of playing now, isn't it? But wherever the position that players are starting in isn't the position that they're finishing in. They are all moving around and they're all fluid and trying to pull players out of position. And that is the kind of modern way of playing now, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that was any structural change. It was just that Jadon Anthony had come inside. And then he ran right across the pitch and then rotated out just in that phase out to the right hand side, and you could just see that Max Lowe and Otagbeo had got 3-on-2 and they got in. But Burnley look as if they're in the ascendancy here. Their forward players are really confident taking the ball, carrying the ball, and then making them rotations after they play it. So
that's the problem as well, isn't it? That's the problem, Tom. Going in at half time, kind of on top as we were. I know we've not scored, and then now they've got a chance of kind of seeing what we've done for the first 45 minutes and trying to do something about it. And yeah, we've got to whatever change they've made. I know obviously not in personnel, but perhaps in the way that they're playing, we've got to work it out quickly and do something about it. Football is like a game of chess, isn't it, at times, in terms of little changes that people make. And yeah, Danny's got the iPad out playing.
Danny will just be seeing what they're doing now because they're committing Jadon Anthony and Edwards a lot more. The most of the rotation was coming central through Hannibal in that first half, but they started going a lot wider this time. So I don't know if it'll just mean that Wednesday change a little bit, try and chuck that extra body in the
great turn
field.
from Gassama, by the way. He needs help. Go on, and again, out to Bannon. Hit it, Baz. Again. Armstrong with a chance, it's blocked. Again there.
I thought Bannon's come inside on his right foot when he's come to his left foot there.
He's just got to hit it, hasn't he? He's just got to strike it across the keeper.
He ends up backheeling it to a position that's worse than what he was in.
Oh, it's a little flick inside, but it's dealt with by Burnley. Go on, stop him. That is a foul. Stupid.
So that one with Barry Bannon there, it comes to him on his left foot, and he takes a touch, and he can flash it across goal. He can have a shot, and he ends up taking it inside on his right foot, and then backheeling it to the same position he was already in, but on Josh Windasser's left foot. I think it's situations like that where you can't look to walk the ball in the back of the net. And if it falls to you on your favoured foot, 10 yards away from goal, just on the left-hand side, you've got to try, because it might spill, it might come back out, and Smith or Armstrong get a tap in. But I think you've got to take your shots when they come.
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier as well, Tom, that's Shea's 9th yellow card now. So he is one away from...
2 games, isn't it?
It is.
It'll be a 2-game ban.
It will be a 2-game ban. I can't remember exactly how many games it is when it resets. I'm sure someone will be able to find out. And
it's after the Sheffield United game.
Yeah. So he's got a few games to not pick up a booking. Honestly, we'll be out for 2 of them. Great defending from Baz as always. Come to expect that. To be fair, I feel like Burnley have upped the intensity a little bit.
They have, yeah. They're looking to carry it more in wide areas, looking to commit our fullbacks and then get the move afterwards. What skill from Deji Gassama.
Go on then. Look, again, doubling up on him all the time. Go on, Jedi.
But where's any overlap? You see the space there on the right-hand side. That's where Jan Valery needs to be a
Get
little
there.
bit more proactive.
Go on. Finish.
Oh,
He's...
Josh Windass sends there. He's adamant it were a red card. It was a penalty.
We don't get penalties.
It might just be more. I think he's just might be more upset with the chance there. That's it's been deflected. Again, it's come to his left foot. What skill from Gassama. He looks a £10 million player.
I don't think it has it in his hands, has it? Or has it?
I think it has.
No, it's his top of his shoulder. No, that's not a...
The cross from Gassama there, he's done it 2 or 3 times, going past players and then setting it back against the defensive drop. I mean, it's an XG machine to play that and put the goal off it. There needs to be better movement. Smith, again, was following too close to the strikers, eventually comes through to Windass. But, again...
what's he doing there?
The chance from those cutbacks that we've been playing, there's been 2 or 3, all coming from Gassama. We needed to have scored a goal from them.
Yeah, I agree, definitely.
This has been some of the best play that Wednesday played all year, and some of the best chance quality we've had, some of the best chance creation we've had. How many times have we had like 3 or 4 cutbacks in one game that have landed on a sixpence for a player? Movement just needs to be a bit clever in the box. The finishing needs to be a little bit better, but we've created some high quality chances, and Gassama is looking really good at the moment.
Header, swing and a miss, swing and again. He's still not cleared it, the Burnley man. And another one.
I'll ask you a question to the chat. I know we always
that is a foul.
I know we always talk about, and I'm one of the people that says it, that we need to sell players when bids come in. And I was thinking to myself the other day, I would like us to sell Deji Gassama if a bid come in, but for how much? And I don't just want to sell him for any old price. So if you can let me know in the comments, because I am interested. I've got my fee, and I'll tell you after the comments have come in. But what would you accept in the summer for Deji Gassama if we were still in the Championship, which I think we probably might be?
What? So he's continuing playing the way that he is now between now and the end of the season? Or are you saying like now is the end of the season? What we sell him for?
Now is the end of the season. Let's just pretend that this is the last game of the season. We're going to sell him in the summer. What are you accepting for him?
Well, I think we had this. We've posed this question on the pod.
I weren't listening then, James.
And I think well, you said £10 million player there, and I have to agree. Really, I think it could even be more. To be when you look at
selling for 10 million not right now.
When you look at was it SA who went to Palace from Millwall? He went for what's 14, 16 million, something like that.
And Gassama's better.
Well, he's played a lot more football than him, hasn't he? So for starters, so yeah. I mean, look, if a £10 million bid came in for him, I mean, just because we don't sell any players, I think we'd be delighted with it. Just same with the fact that we spent £2.5 million and we all started having PTSD because we thought they were spending far too much. Jake said 6 million. Matt Johnson, co-host Matt, has said 8, rising to 12. Wado lacking final product, but 6 million plus add-ons. So lowballing it a bit there.
I think they're lowballing it.
Here we go. Go on, out to Windass. Find him. That's a poor pass. He's found him, though. Go on, Windass. Get it across.
Set it back. Good.
No!
Oh, again, another high-quality chance. Again, Wednesday's play inside the final third and that cutback that we've got, we've created more high-quality chances from cutbacks in this game than we have all season. Just watch as it comes in on the replay. You'll see Burnley's players continuing to drop. Stuart Armstrong just comes off a little bit towards the ball. It's brilliant movement. It comes to favoured left foot. But you see there, just the technical detail on it is the block. The block stops it from going in. But Stuart Armstrong, as he's coming in, he doesn't run in with the defenders. He carries on that momentum in sprint and just directs a little bit towards the ball. And that's how he's able to connect to it. It's brilliant play. You can tell he's played at a high level. It was a really high-quality chance.
Yeah, another one, though. Again, another chance that's gone begging. I thought he'd scored there. I really did. I thought it was going to be 1-1. It's not. And it's another corner. Go on, Gassama. Get it in. Maybe not. Maybe not. 10 minutes into the second half, and I feel like the first opening 5 minutes, Burnley came out pretty strong, but we've come back into it, haven't we? We've had a few chances. We'll let Burnley know that we're still there. Do you know what I mean? And it's going to be interesting getting to that kind of substitute stage of the game, aren't we? Where Danny does like to change things up and make a few changes and stuff. What changes would you be looking at, Tom, in next 5-10 minutes?
I'll be looking at bringing Ike on. I think Wednesday have played really well, but I don't think Smith's done particularly well in his starting role. He's worked hard in that final third.
Go on then.
But if he just gets the ball in, prove me wrong, Smith.
Oh dear, that's a poor.
Yeah. I don't think Michael Smith has flourished in his starting role, and I think that the way Wednesday are playing, especially on them cutbacks, I think Ike of last year would be sat licking his chops at that.
Yeah.
So I'd look to bring Ike on as quick as we can. I wanted to see Hatsuse tonight, but I don't think bringing off Matt Flo is the right decision, unless we're going to deploy Hatsuse a little bit higher, which is something that I think we could do. But the one area I think where Jaden Anthony's not that good going backwards, and I think we could double up on the right-hand side. So I do think there's a chance for Paul Valentin to come on a little bit later on, but I'd be looking to make that Ike substitution very soon.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think the comment was a fair one earlier when saying how when Smith started, he has been playing against kind of top six opposition. It's been tough, whereas when he's been coming off the bench, it has been against weaker opposition. Let's say. So yeah,
I just want to give a shout out to Josh Parker. He's listening. He's not a Wednesday fan, but I play football against him on a Thursday, and he's lost 6 on the spin. So he wants a bit of luck to try and beat me in a 5-a-side football match. So big shout out to Josh Parker.
Great stuff there. It's a cross come in. Have we dealt with it? We have. Oof it. Go on, get it out. Anywhere will do. There's still plenty of time left. I don't think we can be frustrated, as looks like Burnley are going to make a few changes. Brownhill, their leading goal scorer, 9 goals he's got so far this season.
I'm hoping if kid's not injured there. He's been brilliant since he's come back in. By the way, how impressive has he been? And I know that he's someone that I've said that we need to get better than, and we should look to replace, but there can be no arguments from the people that were wanting Michael Eckwood to come in that we have looked so much more solid since he's come in, and especially from set plays as well. So, yeah, he deserves a lot of credit.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think, like I said earlier, he has got his limitations, but I do feel like we need, perhaps someone who's a bit better on the ball, but I've always said we need like a Glenn Louvens type or a bit of a shithouse, something like that. Someone who at the back who can just really, when it gets tough, like on Saturday against Coventry, Hekwa had a tough time with Sims, and he looked like he enjoyed it as well. Bit of rough and tumble up against someone else. Otubeo, would Otubeo do that alongside Bernard? I don't think he does. As Burnley get in
behind us again. It's that run from behind. They're overloading players on the last line, and they're looking to run beyond us. And it's because we're playing with that flat back four. The flat midfield four. They're having to step out to defend, and it just allows them runners beyond. I don't know if we should change it. Just drop Stuart Armstrong back a little bit. That just gives us a little bit more depth in the middle of the park, and we can keep them that back four in a line rather than getting them to step out, because they're really getting good. That sliding ball forward for that diagonal run coming onto us and getting down the side.
Joe, that was Windass not following his man. I think he just felt like that's not my job, and he just left him, and he were in behind. You can't switch off, can you? You've got to he might not like being back there, but if you find yourself back there and you're marking a man who's running forward, you've got to do your job. And I won't say we're fortunate there. Good positioning from a Hekwa to stop the cross coming across, so stop the ball coming across the 6-yard box. But still, You've got to you've got to do your defensive duties if you're called upon. Your mate Hannibal's gone off, Tom, so we won't be hearing about him.
He's been quiet second half, but the plan's changed. They've gone more into wide areas than through the middle. So he's been very quiet second half. It's been more for Edwards and Jadon Anthony.
Yeah, Jake says.
In the second half.
I mean, realistically, we know Gas will leave for nothing next year. This is Wednesday. Really hope that's not the case.
Returning to that, if we sold him for $6 million, I'd be distraught because I think at 19-year-old, but maybe you've got to consider how long he's got on his contract again. If we did go and get a contract extension on Gassama and we got him penned down for 4 years, I wouldn't be looking to sell him for less than $12 million.
They slid it back in again. It's 2-0.
Yeah, it's just been coming where they're getting runners coming from central that are running behind the defensive line, and Wednesday. You know what? The goal killed us in a way in the first half because it also showed Burnley how to get behind us, and they've really worked out that if they get those runners starting central and then making them runs into those wide positions, that's how they're getting down the side of this back four.
Again, it's Windass look down on that left hand side, and he's just overloaded on that left. Got him behind Max Lowe, and it's a really simple finish. It's really, really easy. He's only been on the pitch probably 30 seconds, if that. Look at him, nobody's picking him up. He's in acres of space. Ehekwa's not happy. I think he leaves him, doesn't he? He runs off Michael Ehekwa.
Yeah, he runs off Icky. I've just been praising Icky, but he'll be disappointed with that. But yeah, they double up on Max Lowe. It's difficult. Wen's been pulled all over now with the rotation, and we're really struggling with it. I would look to bring Stuart Armstrong back, just give us that bit of depth in midfield, because I think once they're past that forward line now, it's too easy for them to get at our back four. I would just like that little bit of a screen in between, drop Shea Charles back, because he's athletic, he can follow those runners and play with that Stuart Armstrong and Bannon just in front of him. I would make that little change, just to follow them false runners wide.
Yeah, Matt said defensive line all over. Again, Icky about 3 yards deeper than everyone, and he runs off him. Yep. Joel, back to normal next year when Roll goes. Good old scrap at the bottom. I mean, look, this game, when you looked at it, before kick-off and everything, did anyone really expect us to get anything from it? I mean, I know they draw a lot of games. And obviously we started well, so it's really disappointing. But our season's not defined by going to Turf Moor. There's a lot, nobody's beaten Burnley at Turf Moor this season.
Our season will be defined by this, though. I get what you're saying, but I would challenge it, because whilst it won't be defined by this, but ultimately it will, because we could end up 6 points off the playoffs as we just steal it back, win a free kick. We could end up 6 points off the playoffs after this weekend. So whilst it shouldn't be defined away at Burnley, there's a good chance that it could be, because at this stage of the season, if that points gap between the playoffs and us becomes big, 6 points, after the run of games that we've got, this is a defining game of the season.
Yeah, I get that. It just, when you look over the course of the season, the Burnley are going to finish probably in the top three. Obviously, they're getting one step closer to the top two if they do win today. So, realistically, you look at the last, certainly the last 4 games at home, and they were all winnable games, and we didn't, we've come away with 3 points. It's those. I know, obviously, you can only do what you can do with the games that you've got remaining, and they've gone now. You have to look at this one now. But yeah, for me. Yeah, I don't think. What I'm saying is, I don't think we need to have a massive overreaction as to what's happened as it gets fired in.
Oh,
I think it was going wide anyway.
I don't think we need an overreaction, but also I can't be pleased with it. And the reason I can't be pleased with it, if I just get my laptop out and have a little look at the stats, Burnley have got an XG of 0.32. Wednesday have got one of 1.3.
Yeah.
So in terms of chance quality, we've dominated the game. Yes, Burnley have had 70% of possession. They've had 3 shots. The 2 on-target shots have both gone in. We have had 10 shots. We've had 9 corner kicks. So we've been really economical with our possession. And it's not like we've had no chances. If Burnley just dominated us and we were saying, look, Burnley are the better team here and there's nothing we can do about it, then I'd almost be a little bit less upset than I am. The problem is we've had 4 or 5 really good chances, and
Here we go.
This could have been a lot different.
Oh.
Again, this could have been a lot different game. And let's be honest, if we win this, because it is a win out of nowhere, we close that gap on the playoffs, and you're looking at it going, well, if we can keep pace with a top six, with that sixth position, going into a run of games in the back 10 of the season or the back six of the season, which is, really good fixtures for us, then we've got a real chance.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. Just here he is, the man himself. The floor's yours, EK. We're hoping it might have been just the one goal that we were down by, but you know what? I think Armstrong's done. He's done all right, and he's looked good when he's got on the ball.
Missed two glorious chances, but yeah, his general play's been really good. He's looked today. I thought he looked a bit rusty in his first couple of games while showing glimpses of quality. But I think the movement for the second chance that he had when it was blocked, where he just peels off at high pace towards the ball against the defensive drop and picks up that pocket. I thought he looked high quality and looked like he played at that higher level. The only criticism is I think that Ikebo sub has come too late, because I don't think Michael Smith's done very well in start today. And whilst the Wednesday were having those chance creations at 1-0, I think Ikebo should have come on.
Yeah, again, it's like with as we give the ball cheaply away. I feel like it's all started to unravel a little bit. I think when we started, it were all right, but since, I don't want to say since Johnson's gone off, but since we've had to move it around a little bit, and perhaps they've upped that intensity a little bit, and you can see now as well they've got the tail between the legs, haven't they? They're really pressing. Go on. Looking to break with Windass. Go on, find Gassama. Where's Ugbo? Where's the strikers? Not there.
They won't do another cutback now. You just know it, don't you? Like,
yeah.
You just know what can happen.
I do feel like we're doing that. We're not playing to players' strengths this season. We've been playing some great football. I keep saying it. In between both boxes, we've been fantastic. But you get into that final third.
He's offside.
No, it's a foul. Gassama's just late. As Bristol City have taken the lead against Borough as well.
Did we find out what the West Brom joke were?
I don't think we did. Steve said, as a Leeds fan, I can't believe you're not in front in this game. You've played really well. Jake's just said, clean sheet secured for Burnley then with that change, obviously referencing Ugbo coming on. Sorry. Joel, can't keep missing chances and expecting to win games. Do these players actually practice shooting? Oh, clearly they do.
Yeah, I think I would say odds on that they probably do. Sissoko tracking back there, which is a good sign.
It's down this right-hand side, or our left, their right, every single time. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's a flick to... What are we doing here? Oh, my God. Ragios Rovers.
Sure how to help you with that.
Alexa's kicked off as well. It's a ball across.
Jadon Anthony's just been so good.
3-0.
Yeah.
Absolute game over.
The shambles there was in the middle of the park. It's a poor clearance from Yekwa. Michael Ikilbo stood square on with the ball. It doesn't go out because it hits Ikilbo. If you just watch here, the clearance hits Ugbo.
Yeah,
he then pushes it back into the way. Anthony gets in down this side, and you see the run there off Otters Bale. That's poor.
He has no idea where he is. He hasn't got a clue where he is there.
Wednesday just panic stations. Wednesday are panicking now. Every time Burnley run from those positions, you just can't believe it. We've had 4 or 5 clear-cut chances. We haven't took any from them. We've played well in patches, and we find ourselves 3-0 down.
Well, that's it, and it is game, set, and match, in it really now. 3-0 down, 70 minutes gone. so frustrating, so annoying. It was just like watching Sunday League defending, weren't it? There, just like you said, panic stations, couldn't get the ball cleared, and then a team like Burnley, who, let's not forget, were playing Premier League football last season, are just going to punish you, aren't they? And but I keep saying it every week, and it's becoming a bit of a stuck record. And there's only so many times I can keep saying it. But if we play like this, I know obviously we're 3-0 down, but in terms of like the first half performance, play like that more times than not, and we're gonna be winning games. But we seem to we just can't seem to finish those chances. I mean, again, you talked about XG. I bet they've not even. I think have they had what, 4 chances? Is that it?
Yeah, that's the full shot, 3rd on target, 3 goals.
The James Beadle save percentage keyboard warriors will be out in force again today. Then, no doubt.
I don't think he's to blame for any of it.
Well, he isn't, but that's what I mean. It's not doing save percentage.
They're out again down this right side. Danny needs to change this, because with the current formation that we're playing, it's just so easy for them to just get past our midfield, pull our defenders out, and then slide it down the sides of them for that diagonal run for a straight ball. And Danny needs to be a little bit more reactive, a little bit more proactive here. He needs to get that screen in front of the back four that's tracking those diagonal runs.
But look. Yeah, they're playing well in this second half, Burnley. You can't take anything away from them. We just can't handle it, can we? We just can't. We can't deal with that kind of change in pace that they've had. First half, I think Burnley were playing very pedestrian, but we just didn't. We've just not capitalised on it, have we? And
but they've
story
had
of the season.
I mean, they're playing well. It's quite pleasing on the eye, but they've had 4 shots and scored 3 goals. We've had 11 shots, I believe.
Yeah, so, but look at where. I mean, I suppose we've had similar chances to what they've had, haven't we? Armstrong's chance.
They've scored 3 chances that we've missed. They're the same chances, more or less.
Yeah.
Their last one was a really good chance. It come right across the face of the goal. So that was the best chance of the lot. But the 2 goals that they scored, or the goal before that they scored, we've had the same chance as that, and we haven't taken it.
Yeah, that's the difference, isn't it? And that these are the fine margins when you look at the top. That's the difference as why they're sat 3rd in the league, and we're going to be 9th, potentially 10th, 11th after this weekend's fixtures. I'm just going to look at that.
The fact that they've only had 4 shots means that there's not that many excuses with they're just too good for us, they're just this. Because if they'd have gone and had 20 shots and they were just dominating us and having a lot of chances and we were lucky to stay in the game, but they scored every on-shot goal that they've had. And that's not me blaming James Beadle. He's had no chance with any of them. But
they don't have any shots, have they, really? They've just literally I mean, all right, the first one was a shot, but the other 2, they've just guided it into the net, haven't they? They've been inside the 6-yard box, just in space, and they've just had to get something on it. And again, I suppose, that's the easy ball over the top. Oh, could have been.
It's the same again. When seeing that 4-4-2 space, they've got a runner. The defensive steps out to try and track a rotation, and the ball's gone over the top for the run coming across the pitch. Danny needs to change it. Burnley have found a way to get through our 4-4-2 mid-block, and we need that screen to track those runners.
Bannon's resorted to throwing his hands up in the air as well, which is never a good sign when that starts to happen. But oh dear, Joe, like I said, I didn't think we'd get a great deal from this game, but after that first half, I didn't think, we were disappointed that we were 1-0 down. I didn't see this as a 3-0 game at all. I thought we had a chance of getting into it as well, but we've just kind of hit that self-destruct button. And I think you sometimes get that with Danny Rill sides, don't you? It's kind of all or nothing, isn't it, really, with him, and sometimes it works, sometimes it don't work, but frustrating once again. I'll read a few comments. Matt says, Matt Potter this time, you do have to remember there's a reason why Burnley are where they are in the league. They have a squad. We just don't, not in the same way. Yeah, and look, we've got Max Lowe, and I know he's come off, but Max Lowe started the game at centre-back alongside Michael Ahekwa, who I know has done all right this season. But for me, he is a League One defender. And yeah, that is one of the differences between between us and Burnley.
Yeah, I just will keep referring back to we've missed. As Opta categorise a big chance as a shot that has more than 1 in 4 chance of going in, and we've missed 3 of them. So and Burnley have only had 2 of them. So they've had 2 big chances. We've had 3. They've scored both of theirs. We haven't scored any of ours.
And do you know what?
And I agree with everything that you've just said. That we are punching above our weight, and the way that we've approached this, we're punching above our weight. It's just frustrating on what could have been. Yeah,
and I think that's just going to be the story of the season. But we said it at the weekend on the main pod, like it's all about the bigger picture, and other teams around us have seen where they are. I mean, ironically, Middlesbrough are actually below us in the league at the moment, and obviously they spent a bit of money, but you're looking
that one coming when Brownell went inside. You could see that. You see that one coming. Brownell just drifted.
They just seem to be finding all the space. Look at yeah. But what we're saying was, you look at the bigger picture, and it's just that lack of investment. I know Chansiri says that he has invested, he has backed managers, but compared to what? I don't know what he's really comparing it to. I know he alluded to the fact that I got 11 players when he only asked for 6 and stuff, but it just comes down to quality, and it shows that we're doing what Danny wants us to do. As Burnley come ahead again, it could be 4 here. No, it's not. As we've managed to deal with that one.
There's a big gap in athleticism on the pitch at the moment. Deji Kasama's faded a bit, and you can see that the subs that Burnley are bringing on are more high quality than ours, and you can just see that there's levels in athleticism. They're picking the ball up in the centre circle, and they're running and committing our back 4 and then finding them passes. I think that's a really good sub in Ingleson, because as I was just saying about the athleticism, I noticed the same pattern against West Brom where they just overpowered us a lot. When we played Sheffield United earlier on in the season, the level of athleticism on the pitch was quite vast, and you're just seeing there, as Wednesday getting more tired, it's becoming more and more apparent that there's levels in athleticism there.
You won't have seen, Tom, but I've just got my Japan flag out because we've had Susi coming on. Here we go. I was hoping he was going to come on and it wasn't 3-0 down, and we might have had a chance, but here we are. There we go. We'll see what he's all about, at least for the next 15 minutes or so until full time. Have we changed at all? Looks like we've gone to a back.
So even just having a look at some different stats as well. In terms of dangerous attacks, so these don't have to have shots on them. Wednesday are, despite having just 30% of the ball, we've had 31 dangerous attacks to Burnley's 27.
Yeah, it just shows that we're doing something with it. Here we go. Go on, that's a penalty, surely. No, it's not.
Oh, he's given a dive. That is not.
Oh, that's a joke. That is a joke.
And sometimes it's not a dive just because it's not a pen. I don't think he's looked for it. I think
he's been pushed off the ball, hasn't he? And he's just gone down.
Yeah, but I'm saying I agree. Looking at the first.
No, I'm agreeing with you, Tom. He's off balance.
Oh no, it's a dive. It's a dive.
Yeah. Yeah, he's dived there.
Yeah, take it all back. And we were praising him early on in the game as well for stopping that obvious game, because there's no need to dive there.
Yeah, he's trying to force it there, isn't he? Really trying to force something, make something happen.
Oh, I'm disappointed in Gas for that. I know he's played really well today, and I'm not overly disappointed. But
I mean, just look
he has reduced that from his game, and he's been so much better for it. So I hope that's a lesson learned for him to.
Yeah, I mean, just look at the players that they're bringing off the bench as well. Do you know what I mean? John Joe Shelby just coming on. No disrespect, but we just brought Rio Hatsus, who's not played in England before.
He's just done a nice chop.
He's playing further forward as well, and he looks
Yeah.
Certainly, his starting positions looks further forward.
With him that I did have some concerns watching the tapes of Hatsus say that he was a bit defending is not his strongest, but he looks as if we've gone to back three, we've had a little bit of a formation change, and he's playing in that wing back position. So we have had that formation change as we look to.
Here he goes. He's on the ball now.
Much better from Wednesday. This.
Oh, come on! It's a right ball.
What's the ball?
Oh.
What's the ball? Are we not saying that one's a pen?
He didn't appeal for it. He might get another yellow card. Come on. Let's do something.
By the way, the ball there from Hatsuse was incredible.
It was great, weren't it? It was a fantastic cross. Just again, shame there's nobody on the end of it. Look at him. He's going absolutely mad.
He's not happy.
He's going absolutely mental. Look at him.
I like it.
Go on, have it. Yeah, he wants the ball. He wants to do something with it.
I'm liking the look of him. I know I've seen him touch it 4 times, but I am liking the look of him.
Look,
just the confidence to demand it. You know, he's in his debut. It's his debut in a foreign country in a tough league, and he is demanding the ball.
Hey, yeah. Do you know what? He's asking Otubeo to hit a 50-yard diag to try and find him. He'll soon find out that he's not able to do that. But
the Korean League's technical. I said this in the analysis. I was saying that I don't know what people's perception is of the Korean League, but the Japan League. Sorry, is Japan League. But the Japan League is so technical and it's technically above the Championship. The Championship's far more physical than it.
Yeah.
And he wasn't the best defender in Japan, which does concern me. But as I said in my analysis of him, if you want to go and check the thread out, if James were really proactive, he'd be putting on right now. on it. But one of the things that I said was that he will be in our top 3 technical players, and that's what I'd be expecting.
Just go and find Tom on Twitter. It's at TW Football 1867. I'm sure you're already following it anyway. I'm not scrolling down all your tweets to try and find it. And we think I am.
I tell you what, I'll do it.
Yeah, retweet. You just retweet it so it goes to the top of your profile, and then I'll be able to find it. And
He's coming inside here on his right foot. Look how he's playing those passes with his right foot. I'll pick up how 2-footed he is. He's taking it on his back foot there, inside, taking it on his right foot, playing it on his left foot.
Oh, it's a loose pass.
He's as close to both-footed as you can get without being both-footed.
Yeah. I know I keep saying...
the game's gone, we'll just overanalyze Ryo Hatsuse for the last 7 minutes.
Fair enough. Happy to. The game's gone on it. It's just disappointing once again. Just add it to all the other games that I've been disappointed with. Do you know what the problem is this season? And a lot of people will be saying, look, we're 10th. That's where we said that we'd finish. And I did say 10th. Oh, the problem is there's been a few games where we've been hammered. I don't think this is one of them, despite the scoreline. But there's not. He's through. He's onside. No, he's not. He's off. Do you know, there hasn't been many. I think Millwall, Sunderland, the second game of the season. I think Leeds as well. We were very rarely in that game, and then Millwall. Them 3 where we lost at the start of the season. We've been well and truly beaten. Other than that, even Leeds at Ellen Road, I know, again, the scoreline suggests differently, but I don't think we've been outplayed and absolutely battered in many games. I think we've been in most games, and we've had chances in pretty much every game that we've played. We just again not converting them, and that's what where the frustration comes in, you know. And that's kind of what you were saying before, you know, about, you know, how close we are. You know, a win today would have put us well in the mix again. We're talking about playoffs, even if perhaps they might not be good enough or not. But you've just got to deal with what's in front of you. But that's again, like I said, at the end of the season, you'll look back and go, yeah, we finished where we said we're going to finish. But it's just what if, innit, and what could have been. And I don't think we're being too kind of, you know, outlandish by saying that either. It's not like we could have won. We could have easily. I just go back to the last home games, 3 draws and a defeat, but we were in all them games. We should have perhaps, you know, really won all 4, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I've just posted the thread if anyone wants to go and have a look at it underneath the comments. And what I've found in there that's quite interesting, a comment from Josh Fletcher, shout out Josh. If those chances had fallen the other way, we'd be 4-0 down. Well, I don't know if that was a vision to the future, because those chances fell the other way in the second half, and you were right, we're 3-0 down.
Yep.
Give it to Atsu, say you.
Jake says, at least I'm getting to watch my Canadian star boy run around. It's what Jake says. Let's. He's here. He's on the left hand side. He's put a but. He's busy, isn't he?
I'm impressed. I'm impressed. Yeah. He's got the ball again. Let's get some good delivery.
Hey, bit of a step over. Whips it in. Go on then.
And a good ball in. I'm impressed very early on.
Go on then.
That
No.
he struggled since coming on off Bale. I think in possession and out of possession, I do think he struggled. I think, although he's not giving the ball away at the back, I do think his speed of play on the ball has been noticeable. That he just delays that pass. I do think he needs a little bit more experience, a bit more match experience. It's quite unfair on him, and I know that needs must with the injuries that we've got, but it's quite unfair on him to come on in these type of games in a real, on the edge battle between Burnley and Sheffield Wednesday, top end of the Championship, without that experience, and I think he's been exposed a little bit off the ball. I don't think it's time to write him off. I think he could be a really good player for us in the future, but he's one of them that I think needs to go and get that loan next year, needs to go and play for a full season. But
it's going to be tough as well. He's come on against, statistically the third best team in the league, and again against players that are playing the trade in Premier League last season. Brownhill was a Premier League footballer last season with Burnley. So, I know you're going to put yourself up against the best, but it's not like he's been playing every single week either. And, it's almost like he gets a chance, but his chances are coming against the wrong opposition.
He got brought on against Middlesbrough, if you remember.
Yeah.
I think he got brought on at half-time against Middlesbrough.
No, I think did he start against Borough and he came off at half-time, I think, didn't he?
He come off at half-time, you're right. But it's a difficult game to go into away from home.
That's what I mean. Like,
it's tough.
And he's got one more goal than Ikubo as well, by the way. Just put it out there. 2 minutes of normal time to go. Ref don't need to play any added time unless Hatsu is on the ball and he can play as long as he wants. He looks all right at the moment.
I like it how he goes inside.
Look, he's gone. Look.
He went inside and then he inverted into central midfield and then made that run out to the left hand side. He's so busy on that left hand side.
He'll be asking for ball in
at the moment.
He'll be asking for ball in a second. Look, there you go. Look, wants it all the time. Wants it.
I think Sissoko struggled in his start to Wednesday career.
Yeah, I think the tone was set with his first touch when he just kicked it straight out. Not today. I mean, who was it against? Can't remember who it's against now. First touch, just ball it straight out of play. Oh, here we go. Ah, dear. You know what? I think you can take a lot of positives out of this performance. Certainly, them, they're creating the chances element. But
yeah, absolutely.
The thing is, as well.
Look, I've enjoyed the game as well, and I know that people disagree with me a lot. Cause I like to watch a good game of football, and whilst I'm happy to play rigid football and win for a single game, I'd rather us apply ourselves like we have done in this game long into the future, because I think over the long term it gives you your best chance of winning games. I mean, let's make no bones about it. On a different game with a high quality striker, we perhaps go and win this game, or we score a couple of early goals and make the most of it. And I'd much rather do that than sitting back playing rigid, dogged football over the long term. So I'm more than happy with this performance. I'm a little bit frustrated because I just think what could have been, we have played really well, we have created high quality chances, and we've just not taken them. And we've generally, as Burnley get in down the side, we've generally restricted them to few high quality chances. The problem is that's their fifth shot. They still only had 3 on target and they scored 3 goals.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it boils down to, and it's just that's football, isn't it? You've got to put your chances away when they get presented to you. And kind of going back to my point I was making earlier, just how the football that we're playing shows that whatever Danny's trying to get them to do, and the different, the movements and stuff in and out of possession, it's clearly working because we are creating those chances. So again, it just comes down to the quality.
We're punching above our weight, aren't we? And we've not got the players we're not good enough in the box. I think there's another comment in the chat that says we can take anybody on between the boxes, but we're the difference is when you get inside both of them. And definitely for goals conceded, that's true. Just on unexpected goals and goals scored, Wednesday are pretty much where they should be. This is uncharacteristic for us that we're massively underscoring our XG. To say we've not had a striker that scored, we've scored a lot of goals this year, and we generally are roughly where we should be with our XG. So, but in this game particularly, we have missed. We've created some really high quality chances where I just think we needed a bit more better movement from a striker to just add that final touches to it, and we just haven't had that.
Yeah, it's just going to go down as another. It's going to be another defeat. When you look at the recent form, it looks a lot worse than what it actually feels. When you look at it in terms of games that we've won, I think we've only won. Is it 2 since the 4-2 win against Derby? We've beaten Derby 4-2. Since then, it's been 3 draws. This will be the 5th defeat and just 2 wins since then, so it's not great. It just shows you how poor this league is as well. It's the fact that we've been on such a bad run, but yet we're still in with a shout, which makes it even more frustrating. But yeah, I feel the game's just going to kind
of fizzle out,
peter out. Yeah.
I mean, again, Huxley says just had the ball. What I've noticed, he's very busy on the ball. He does a lot of feints, a lot of shimming before he passes it. He moves his feet very quick around the ball. I've been impressed with him since he's come on. Like I said, as close to 2-footed as you can get without being 2-footed. You see him there just moving inside, just noticing that rotation to get Sissoko on the ball.
Yeah.
And now he's going and playing on the inside next to Ugbo. I think he's a really clever player, really technical, tactical player.
It looks intelligent, doesn't it? It looks like, here we go. Ugbo brought down, not a foul.
Would love to see Atsu there on that free kick.
I know. We're not going to see it though because the refs not going to give anything.
Let's give our throw. So hopefully we can see him on the ball a couple more times.
That's not a foul.
That was a good move. By the way, that's a great move by Ugbo to let it roll across him and draw the foul, and it's a nailed on foul. This referee's been so poor against Wednesday tonight.
Chance of cheat. I don't know who that's probably from the Burnley fans towards us, given that Gassama. Here we go.
Good play,
Charles. Oh dear. Just sums up our afternoon, I think, or evening.
Okay. It was good play. Ugbo coming in, playing feet, working about for Charles. That were nice 1 and 2 touch play.
Carl says, "Are we sure this Sissoko guy is the same one that was at Plymouth?" Laughing emoji. And then Dallas has said Masaba is better than Sissoko, and I've not been impressed with him at all. The YouTube highlights is just has done us dirty, I think, to be fair.
He's been injured for quite a while. He's not played for a bit. I mean, there were rumours that he were offered to clubs earlier on in the window, but they were reluctant to take him because of his injury record, and they thought there was some lasting injury to him. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case, because he doesn't look fit at all. And if we've not got him on a view to a permanent, I would question if it was a sensible move, because it looks as if he's going to need a lot more time to get brought up to speed. And by that point, we needed a player to come in for the here and now, and if we were going to make that playoff push.
But then again, that comes with when you're not spending any money, you're not going to get them players, are you? Do you know what I mean? When your budget's not big, and Burnley look to make it 4 and it's 4.
Oh,
that's a great goal. That's a really good goal.
But that's their 4th shot on target. They've scored every shot on target they've had. Again, just coming in, getting on that inside right channel. inside left channel and getting that shot across goal. Beadle, it didn't look like he had a chance. I want to see it again. Someone
said in the Discord, if we win today, we'll be doing watch-alongs every game. Well, what about if we get hammered 4-0? Does that mean that we're not going to be doing any of them? It's a great goal, that.
You see there, the other difference there, you see when he's got the ball and he's coming in on the inside, you see the overlap there, just go past him.
Yeah.
And it just draws Valerie's attention to there, and to that overlap. You see, it just goes if he's going to the overlap. I don't know if you're watching the same replay as me, James.
Yeah.
It just is in the space just to come inside and get that shot. Wednesday didn't have enough of that in the first half. Kasama got in them chances down the right, but he was very isolated as Valerie's not that type of player to go and get wide and go and run. And to be fair to Stuart Armstrong, he's also not got that dynamicism at this point in his career where he's going to make that run outside of Kasama from that 10 position and draw the player away from him. And you just see there how Benson was just so easily allowed to step inside the pitch and get that shot off. And sometimes them false runs that you make, you don't need to get the ball. It's just slightly moving our players away to just give them a chance to get inside the pitch and get that shot off. And Wednesday don't have enough of that with the current way that we use the fullback.
Yeah, there we go. It's full time then. It ends Sheffield Wednesday 0, Burnley 4. It looks at the from the scoreline that we've got absolutely battered. But as we've just been talking about, it's not been the case whatsoever. Just on a different day. I don't know when this different day is going to come because we keep saying it every single week. We said it after Coventry, we said it after Luton, we said it after Millwall. We keep saying it time and time again. On a different day we'll win, but yeah, it's not been our day today at all. Like you said there, 4 shots on target. They've scored 4 goals. The one-on-one, it could have been even 5. Do you know what I mean? It could have been even more than what it is. I'm not going to keep anyone for any longer. I don't think many people could have been wanting to talk about a 4-0 defeat. But Tom, massive thanks for coming on, pal. Do appreciate it. I hope you've enjoyed it anyway.
Yeah, it's been good. Like I said, I've enjoyed the game. The scoreline does not reflect the game. It has been enjoyable. It's good to see Wednesday creating high quality chances. It's good to see that a lot of them come from Kasama, and his choice of cross and decision in those wide right positions to get to the byline and the cross low across goal and backwards. Stuart Armstrong come onto one in the second half, and then probably the best chance of a lot of them. But we had some really good chances, and that was enjoyable to watch. If you forget the scoreline, it was a good game of football for Wednesday. We've got a 1.5 XG against Burnley. I don't think they'll have conceded that much XG for a long time, which just goes to show how good our chance creation were. It's just disappointing that we weren't able to put any of them away.
Yeah, I'm just going to read some more comments then before we just finish up. Wigan Owl said the frustration is that with only minimal progress investment, we could be there or thereabout. Will Roll stick around and with the promise? Freddie said, any news from the 1867 group on the people looking to buy us? We need it. And then Jake, despite the result, it's been a pleasant watch. Appreciate Tom's tactical insight. Some love for you there, Tom, which is always nice. He said the watch along, that is, the match was depressing as shit. There we go. Matt Potter, let's not get too despondent. We were in the game for a lot of it. They just had more resources and were more clinical. Yeah. Clinical being the word, I think, to be honest. We weren't, they were, and it's ended 4-0. Again, Tom, thanks for coming on, pal. We'll look to do these at some point again. I'm sure we'll chat and we'll find out another one that we can do. We need, as you said to me before, we need to do one in person as well. It'd be much better sat with each other, but we'll have to sort something, definitely. Massive thanks everyone for watching. Do really appreciate it. Apologies, I've not brought a win, but it's not up to me. It's up to them on the pitch. But we'll be back on Sunday evening with me and Matt talking about this 4-0 defeat. And we'll love to see you then. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.